Let's go.
We are back. Brand new episode, Trailers to Yachts. This is episode 28, which is our second episode of season 2. We got a new guest in the new set. We have Auzy from Ana Shawarma here. You want to kick this thing off and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got here?
Well, my name is Auzy. I came here from Atlanta, Georgia, 3 years ago in May of 2023. No, 2022. Wow. It's been 3 years. A long time. So I came here because my wife, she lives over here whenever I married her. So whenever I married her in Columbus, and then she moved in with me in Atlanta. So for 3 years, or for the 7 years that we've been married, for 4 years, I used to come and constantly visit Columbus. When she wanted to visit her parents, I'd obviously try my best to come with her when time permitted, and, you know, I had off from work. So every time I would come, I'd always see that there was an issue, that there was no halal businesses here. And there was a few. The issue is a lot of them are the same thing, where they're like kebab restaurants, and Arab owned. Mm-hmm. And they're not really any type of places where you can get, like, for example, a smash burger like what you guys have, or like a cheesesteak or wings or something American related that's halal. And there's a huge Muslim population here. So I told my wife, you know what? Every time I'd visit here, the more and more I'd visit, I'd be like, you know what? Why don't I open a food truck here and see what happens? Because I was like, at one end, it's not going to cost that much money to open a food truck. I mean, obviously it does cost, but nowhere near as much as a restaurant. And you guys would know, just as much as I do, that is pretty pricey to open a restaurant. There's so much overhead. But I came here, with the little dream and to see what's going to happen. I took a loan of money from some family members, opened the food truck, took a bunch of L's in it, oh my God, so many L's left and right. And yeah, that's the main reason why I came to Columbus, was just seeking a better life and seeing what I could do, see what I'm capable of, because I do know I have skills and the ability to do the food business. And on top of that, I love this business. Like, I'm delusional. I really like this business.
You have to be delusional.
Yeah, to do this.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy this business. So I say, you know what? Let me just throw myself in the deep end. And, one thing that always sticks in my head with me is something that Matthew McConaughey said. He said that, when you're trying to do something, don't dip a toe and see if the water's cold or warm or what's the temperature like. He's like, when you do it, just jump.
Yep.
But if you're going to dip a toe, then don't do it at all. So that's how I usually think. I'm like, it always echoes in my head when I do something. I just throw myself in the deep end. I was like, if I drown, no problem. If I don't, great. So it's just one of those things where just throw yourself in there and see what happens. If it doesn't work out, at least you can say that, hey, listen, I tried my absolute best and it didn't work out. No problem. Like, I'm not going to be upset with myself that, hey, I didn't even try, or I only half-assed it, or whatever. So.
Right. And yeah, we say a lot too, like, if you don't throw yourself in the deep end, you'll never know what your full potential is, or like what you're actually capable of. If you keep your day job and you're just tinkering in it as like a hobby, like I've had several people ask me about, like, a lot of friends that are like trying to get into doing something, start a business, something. I'm like, just quit your job. Like, you'll know in a couple weeks whether you want to do it or not, or you'll go running back to your job.
Yep.
It's the fastest way. Just jump in and figure it out. But did you have any like background in food?
So,
or you just like eating like us?
Definitely a lot of eating. Definitely a lot from my appearance. Definitely a lot of eating. But the main thing was my dad's been in the restaurant industry for 30 years, and he specialized in fried chicken. He did fried chicken in Philadelphia. I grew up in Jersey. So I'm a Jersey boy, New York boy, whatever you want to call it. The New Yorkers will say New Jersey's not the same, and I say it's the same shit. It's just one is a suburb, one is a city, but So shout out to New York, New Jersey. But my dad had a restaurant. We lived in South Jersey, so right on the border of Philly. So my dad had a fried chicken restaurant there for almost my entire, first 15, 16 years of my life. Then we moved to Atlanta because we were seeking, better cost of living. And also he wanted us actually to go to school there. So we went over there. Cost of living was also cheaper, but he also at the same time sacrificed his business, his well-established business there, and started from pretty much zero, I would say. I mean, he actually did Uber there for the first year, and then we found a restaurant, opened it. We took an L there, didn't do well, so we closed that down. Then we opened another place in like a grocery store that had like a butcher shop. It was like a halal meat butcher shop, and in there we rented the kitchen. And when I tell you it was like a dump, like it was worse than a dump. Literally, it was garbage. And my dad and I and my brothers, we ran that place for 5 years. And I mean, like, I don't think anybody on the planet who would go there could run that business for longer than a year. Because before us, there were 6 tenants that did not last longer than 6 months, and we lasted 5 years there. Then after 5 years, there was a point where I was responsible enough, and it started becoming. At first, when I started working in the restaurant, 16 years old, forced, have to help.
Right.
And so I was like reluctant, but I'm like, as my dad, I'll help him. But at some point around, I would say 18, 19, I was like, you know what? Like, I might hate the way my dad does it, but if I do this, I could do it like pretty good. I just need like the opportunity. So at that time, I got married at 20, by the way. So at 19, told my parents, hey, I want to get married. So, like, I'm just letting you know. So if you guys, because in our culture, not everybody, but typically you get a arranged marriage. So my wife was arranged for me.
Okay.
So yeah. So then at that time I was like, Dad, listen, I'm getting married and I really want to have like my own restaurant, my own business. So I was like, hey, listen, if you can't afford to, fork up the money to open a new restaurant, obviously I don't got $1 to my name. So I was like, if you don't have the money for me to open something, then give me ownership or even just pay me well enough to survive in your restaurant and I'll run it for you A to Z, front to back. You don't have to worry about it. And unfortunately, I was young at the time as well. So we didn't really see eye to eye. And then he didn't think I was ready. I thought I was ready. And, just so happened that we didn't do really, we butted heads constantly. So I just said, you know what? I made a tough decision and the big decision to, I'm just going to move to Ohio. So I moved to Ohio, did this thing, took the loan, opened this food truck, and here I am. But I worked for my dad for 8 years or 9 years. So my experience in terms of restaurant was, I would say, pretty extensive. It's just in the first couple of years, I kind of bullshitted my way through it. But now, I would say I'm fairly experienced. Yeah. On the grill, I'm a beast on the grill. Yeah.
How long did you do the food truck for?
So the food truck actually started in Atlanta. Ana Shawarma was actually invented in Atlanta. And this is a funny story. A lot of people don't know this. Only people who've actually seriously asked or OGs would know this. But Ana Shawarma was actually ANA Shawarma. So ANA means the guy I opened Ana Shawarma with was actually a guy who was a customer in my dad's restaurant. And he used to come like every single day. He was a pharmacist by trade. He's still a good friend of mine. Shout out to Abbas. And he used to come every day, eat lunch or dinner or whatever with us. Like I said, pharmacist by trade. And at one point, this food truck that was my dad's was parked in the back for years. Like he bought a truck, said, I'm going to do something with it. Didn't do nothing with it. It was just collecting dust in the back. And I used to beg my dad, hey, listen, give me a couple bucks and I'll fix it up and, take it out and have some fun with it. See what happens. See if I could do something. So then this customer, random guy, don't know him. We ended up kicking it off. We ended up chilling a couple times and we hung out outside of, me seeing him and serving him at work. We played basketball a couple times together. And then he was like, hey, what's that food truck doing over there? So I told him, it's my father's truck. He bought it, didn't really do anything with it. And he's like, well, what do you need to start it? So I said, I just need money. And he's like, here's the money, go run. So I started the food truck with him and he helped me a lot. In terms of cooking, cutting, prepping, all that good stuff. That wasn't really his area of expertise. He didn't know nothing, not even a single thing about it. But he helped me in all the other things, helping me get into licenses and, all the whatnot, the greasing the wheels part. So we did it for a year on and off, just events. And we did okay. I wouldn't say we got rich off of it, but we did okay. But I realized that, hey, listen, like we're kind of half-assing this. So imagine if I put my like heart, soul, mind, body into this, like what's possible. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to move to Columbus and see what I can do. And I came here, parked at Lincoln Village on West Broad. And unfortunately, it was Prairie Township. And I don't know if you guys know what Prairie Township is, but so apparently it's a Columbus address, but it's not Columbus jurisdiction. So
We're familiar with that kind of situation.
Yeah. So all the laws and everything that I read up on before I moved here, like I'm not also stupid where I just moved here and like I'm just whatever happens. Like I literally did all the questions, answers. I went to the city, talked to them. I want to move to Ohio. I live in Atlanta because I was visiting my in-laws. I was here for a week and I did all the the checklist thing. I was like, okay, what do we need? Fire suppression? No. Yes. What do you need with this? Yes. Great. Did everything by Columbus's book. Then I parked in the Columbus address. This is not Columbus. And I'm like, what? How is this not Columbus? And they're like, oh, well, the zoning is blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this says Columbus, Ohio. It doesn't say, Reynoldsburg, Ohio. So then it was right across from Doctor's Hospital. So it was a great location. And I was doing well. And after 3 months, I used to go to their, they had a town hall meeting every Wednesday. And I used to go every single Wednesday. I used to pay a family member to just stand to my truck for that 1 hour and just, I was like, everything is ready. You literally just, cook a cheesesteak. I was just selling cheesesteak and platters at that time. So it was not that hard. And I would go to the town hall meetings and I would not really argue, but I would, rest my case and let them know, hey, this is the reason why I should be here and I'm not causing any trouble. All my inspections, everything are up to date. My area is clean. I actually make the place look better and I'm supporting the community. This community is supporting me. I'm paying taxes. Like, what's your guys' issue? And they're saying you're taking business from other businesses here. And I'm like, name me one place that's selling the same thing as me? Nobody. So I'm like, how? I'm like, if somebody comes to Smash Buddies to buy a smash burger, right? You can't say that, oh, the pizza place is taking business from us because you're not selling pizza. The people are coming for a burger. So if a person is coming for a platter and they're not selling anywhere else, how can I be taking business from the taco place across the street? It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
With common sense. But that was the BS reasons that they gave me. So after 3 months, I really thought that I was convincing them every week. I was delusional, telling myself, hey, I'm convincing them. You know what? Like, I'm making a great case. And they were just stringing me along the 3 months until get the hell out of here. So, yeah. And then I left. My truck was closed for a month. And at that point, I had expenses. And it was tough to pay the bills because now you're used to income and a high income. And all of a sudden it becomes zero.
Yeah.
So then for a month, I was scrambling to find a location. And then I found a really horrible location. But I mean, shout out to the landlord. He's a great friend of mine. And he said, hey, come, don't even worry about rent. Just come and try. He's like, at least you'll make something. You'll do something. Yeah. And even there, I did well. When I tell you it was a horrible place, oh my God, it was a horrible place. Yeah, it was a really sketchy area. It was on Joyce and Hudson, right off Cleveland Avenue. Very, very bad area. Yeah. But I made money there even. And then that's when the ghost kitchen opportunity popped up. Landlord emailed me saying, hey, we're opening a ghost kitchen here on High Street. Come check it out. And I thought it was a scam. I said, you know what? The worst that will happen is I'll go to the address and then, the worst thing that happens is I lose my gas money. So I was like, you know what? Let me go and check it out. I checked it out and I was like, oh, this is actually legit. So I looked around. The entire building was absolutely empty. The only thing that was installed was the hoods. Like, each room was obviously individualized. There was 22 kitchens and each one had a hood and sinks. So I was like, wow, this is actually cool. And he's like, if you sign a lease with me, you can open in 2 weeks. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I signed a lease with him and he said, you could choose the cream of the crop. It's literally, pick a kitchen because nobody was there except me. So signed the lease. This was in April of 2023. January 1st, 2023 is when I opened my food truck. So those 3 months, January till March, that's when I was in Prairie Township. Then I had to leave for 1 month, close down. That's when this ghost kitchen thing was happening. And I signed a lease, 2 weeks, quote unquote, 2 weeks, you can open your business. No, not a single occupancy inspection was done. Nothing was done in the building. And the landlord, it was a kind of a bamboozle situation. So 6 months later, and that's when I was in that sketchy location. 6 months later, we actually opened the ghost kitchen. And once I did, my intention was to keep the ghetto spot, the sketchy spot open. But then the city started giving us problems. And they were saying, hey, your inspections, everything's up to date and you're totally cool. But every single day you have to move your truck and park it somewhere at night. And I'm like, I'm on private property. My landlord has permission for me. And there's an electric plug. I'm not going off of a generator. I have an electric plug that I paid, $1,500 for, and it's connected 24/7. So what's your guys' problem? And my area is clean. I'm not, it's not like a dump. And they're like, no, you have to move it. So at that point, I was like, you know what? Let me cut my losses. I sold the truck for half the money I bought it for. I took a huge loss on it, but I was like, you know what? Forget it. Put my trust in God and we'll do this. So I opened the ghost kitchen and, we've been doing great ever since. So
crazy.
Yeah. All right. My stories are kind of long.
Yeah, no, it's, there's a lot of similarities to our stories in there. You know, about like every email you get, I feel like your initial thought is it's a scam.
Who's trying to sell me something?
Yeah. That's how we got this space here. It was an Instagram message, but we're like, this seems weird, but whatever. Like, worst case, we waste our gas and a little bit of time. We'll go look and then we came in here like, oh, actually this could work. And here we are a year later. It is interesting. We did the same thing with the Columbus zoning, our first ever event. We thought it's a Dublin address. We're like, cool, we're good to go. It's a Dublin address. We don't need to worry about the Columbus stuff. I think we had our inspection scheduled at that point, but we were like, this first event's in Dublin. We're totally fine to do our event. Mm-hmm. And then it was like the inspector reached out to us. Hey, just so you know, your event's in Columbus. We're like, it says Dublin. Nope, that's Columbus. All right. So we ran down that. I don't even remember the time. We had like
because we had a news interview and they saw us on the news and emailed us the next day like, hey, I see your guys' grand openings on this day and I haven't gotten your inspection report and your guys' first address is in Columbus, so what's going on? And we're like, so we just had to scramble a little bit. And
we went first thing that morning, got the inspection, then went and did our event. I think we pushed our event back like an hour, but yeah.
Ended up working out.
It is strange. Google Maps says Dublin. It's Dublin.
My house, same thing. I live in Dublin. So my house says Dublin, but I'm in Columbus jurisdiction. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Absolutely no sense.
I live in Hilliard and it's Norwich Township. I don't actually live in Hilliard. I'm located in Hilliard, but
your address is Hilliard.
My little section is Norwich Township.
Yeah.
I
don't understand.
Great. Yeah, it's crazy. What else you got going on? So you're in the North High Kitchens, that was called there?
North High Street Kitchens, yes.
High Street Kitchen. You said there's 22 spots there?
22 kitchens in there. Obviously, not all of them are rented at this point. The issue that the landlord's been having is that a lot of people, honestly, to be quite frank, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. And then they're like, you know what, it only costs like 20 grand or 30 grand or 25 grand. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people can come up with that kind of money. 100 grand is a different story. Very few people can do that. So they're like, I got 25 grand to see what happens and let me take a chance. And they have absolutely no idea what they're doing, unfortunately. And I hate to say that. And then they close down in a few months. Yeah. And they buy all their equipment brand new, brand spanking new. It's, you wipe your finger on it, beautiful. And I'm like, why are you guys buying brand new stuff?
And you're like, hey, you selling that
for a tip?
Exactly right. That's how many I've gotten so many good deals like that. Yeah. And then the worst part is those people are offended when you offer them. I'm like, actually, I'm helping you out because if you try to sell each one of these individually on Facebook, you're going to be standing here for the next 6 months. Yeah. And your stuff's going to be in a storage unit. You're going to be paying $400 a month. And you're going to be pissed because like, what the hell? This stuff is not selling. And then everybody's a tire kicker. They message you on Facebook. Hey, listen, I want this and I want that. Oh, yeah, I'm coming tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, hey, where you at? Silence, radio silence. Yeah. I mean, so people don't really realize that how much stuff comes with opening a restaurant or a kitchen or a food truck. Like it is much more deeper than people actually think. Like they think, what we do is a joke. And we're like, if you think it's a joke, like everybody would do it. Every
you're just
single
cooking
person.
Burgers, right? It's easy.
Who cares? I'm like, come back here and work one day with me, and you're gonna quit in the first hour. Literally,
just do the dish pit. And that's it. Yeah. Do that for 2 days and see how you feel about it.
Exactly.
Then you add on everything else about owning a business, and it's like, we'll see.
I always say only crazy people can do what we do. Like, I mean, I don't think normal human beings can do what we do, and I'm not saying that nobody can do it, but many honestly can't. So it's just, it is what it is. So, but people can't accept that. They say, no, I can flip burgers. Like, no, it's not just flipping burgers. There's a million other things. Yeah. R&D, this, that, the other. I mean, employees, overhead, and food costs. Just food cost is 30% of your revenue. Mm-hmm. So if you make, $10, $3 is the food cost.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize that 100 grand, 30 grand is food cost. That's
and then labor is another 30%.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, you got rent as well. That's another 5 to 10%.
And then everything breaking.
Insurance, 25%. Breaking, cleaning.
Yeah.
Then you're like, I've been losing money for 2 years.
And we're out here picking up the scraps over here. Literally picking up the scraps. I mean, it's not easy what we do.
And then you want to do like DoorDash, Uber Eats. Oh, guess what? They're taking a 30% cut.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Oh my God. Yep. Exactly right. Yeah. I mean, and those apps nowadays, you can't do business without them. We're so dependent on them. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's how society is now. Ever since COVID hit, that's why they became, billion, even $1 trillion companies, because, people are like, I'd rather pay the extra 30-40% plus the fee, plus the tip, just so I don't have to move. Get up and wow. And I'm like, it's mind boggling to me. Like me personally, I am super against it. Like super against DoorDash. I love DoorDash because I make a lot of money from it. Yeah. But I'm super against it in the sense that now the customer gets food that's been sitting for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Now the customer is getting food that you have absolutely no idea what kind of person picked up your food. You have absolutely no idea how they handled the food. And I'm telling you, I personally have dealt with drivers where they smell so bad that I physically recoil. And I worked in the hospital for 5 years. So I'm a trauma junkie, and smells and nothing bothers me. And I remember one time I recoiled so bad from a guy that I blocked him and I said, hey, the order got canceled. Like, I don't know what happened, just so he would not take my order. Because it was ridiculous. I mean, it was disgusting. Yeah. So my point is, I don't know how people can use delivery, but people do. So I can't, judge.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I only have control over myself. I can't tell people what to do. So
I think a lot of places are like, once we get to a certain point, we will cancel all those services. And like we don't need them.
Yeah.
But in reality, like most of the people that order on those apps, they're not going to come in.
Yeah.
If the apps are gone, they're going to order somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's like those, you're not going to change the way people live their life by, they're like, oh, they don't do it online. Well, I love their burgers, so I'm going to keep going. I'll just drive in now that I haven't for the last 2 years. It's like, it's not going to happen. So,
Yep.
but yeah, it's, I think once this podcast blows up, we're going to be hearing from Uber Eats and DoorDash because it's like every episode we're like, I hate DoorDash. I hate Uber Eats.
I'm sure in one of our contracts we've signed, it's somewhere in the fine print.
They're gonna be like, you know what? F you, get the hell out of here. We're not sending you any more orders or drivers. Yeah, but
on second thought, let's cut all the last 15 minutes. We'll do it over.
Yeah, no. I feel like it's any restaurant person that we bring on here. At some point, we go into delivery services
and Yelp.
How terrible it is.
And Yelp.
Oh, that's a whole nother beast.
Oh, we know. We have a whole 25-minute rant on Yelp on one of our earlier episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you knew you were going into a ghost kitchen, that you were going to have to kind of rely on those delivery services. I assume with the food truck you probably weren't.
No.
Was there
delivery
any
was dead.
apprehension with that, or like?
So, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, just jump in the deep end and see what happens. And I'm confident enough in myself that I feel, as long as I put my heart, mind, body, soul in it, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And, obviously at some point, at the end of the month when the bills are about to come, you're like, oh, damn, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? But always, every month, somehow, some way, it works out, So, but in terms of that, yeah, you're right. I was skeptical on, are people going to come in person? And I asked a lot of people that I trust their opinion and advice, and every single one told me that you're crazy, you're absolutely insane. How the hell are you going to open a kitchen that does not have a storefront, where it's just, you have no idea where the food is coming from, like a room like this, it's closed off, and then there's a separate lobby, and nobody knows where the food is coming from, who's making it, what it looks like, what does a kitchen look like? And I was like, you know what? I'm a pretty transparent guy. I try to be transparent, especially on our social media. And I feel like that's why, we're doing well the way we do, thank God. But, like you said, I was super nervous about that. But the first year, more than half our business was delivery. I think it was 70%.
Yeah.
Or 80%. And then the following year in 2024, our business shot up from that percentage, that different 70-30 to 60-40. And now more than half my business is in person now.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's great. So I build a great rapport with customers, I feel like, and I've built a great connection with them. They know who I am. A lot of them ask for me now because I've been kind of disappeared for the past 2 weeks. Sorry, everybody, all the customers are Ana Shawarma, but a lot of them are saying, where the heck is Auzy? Why is he not here anymore? And I'm like, hey guys, listen, you guys keep bugging me because our number one customer complaint to this day is, when are you opening a restaurant? So I tell them, hey, if it was that easy, I would open it, last year. Like, am I crazy? Why would I want to stay in this kitchen and not have a restaurant? And I tell them, hey, it's not that simple. Like, you the stars have to align for you to open a restaurant.
Yeah.
The hood has to be there. And if the hood is not there, you got to be ready to fork up $50,000 minimum to install that hood.
Yep.
And then another probably 20, 30 grand to install the walls, the flooring, the chairs, the grill, the equipment. I mean, just the equipment is another 15, 20. Even if you buy it used, it's still going to cost more than 10, 15 grand. So it's like, people think, It's just that simple, swipe a card, boom, you got a nice restaurant. So,
and that's just the kitchen. Now you got a front of house. You got a
Exactly.
table, sound system, screens, TVs,
Yep.
all of the
Servers.
subscriptions,
Yep.
all of the Wi-Fi. It's like
employees to manage that place. That place
Employees.
gets dirty. What am
Yeah.
I going to go out every single time I'm cooking on the grill and all of a sudden the guy table number 7 left? Okay, let me run out
Sometimes.
there and
Yeah,
wipe it.
sometimes. You will.
You have to. Yeah,
I've done it.
So you guys understand and you guys can relate to me on what kind of issues there are with the kitchens. But thank God now, like I said, we're more than half of our business is in-person customers, and which is great. And I always specify to the customers, hey, if you're able to come physically and pick it up, please, it's better for you and me, because one, you don't have to pay those $5, $6, $7 extra for the same thing when you can get it from me directly, and we're cutting the middleman out.
Yeah.
And I said,
And
it's
quality's
and the quality's
double.
Oh my God, triple! It's
Yeah,
it's another world. It's a completely different experience. So I tell them, please order directly from us. If you are, incapacitated, you can't leave, you don't have a car, whatever, or so I have a lot of young customers. No problem. Order DoorDash. I'm not gonna fault you for it. I'm not gonna complain, but try your best to come in person is much better. And we have the best customers. They support us and they understand our situations, and they try to level with us. But like I said, people just wouldn't understand what we actually go through on a day-to-day basis. So.
Yeah, I don't think any restaurant is short of any idea fairies. Let you know, like, oh, this is what you should do.
Yep.
But yeah, everything costs time and money.
Yeah.
And if you're in the restaurant industry, you don't have either. So
Definitely no money, that's for sure. Yeah. I swear, people look at me, and I'm talking about like family members and close people that actually know me on a personal level. They think I'm some rich guy. I swear. And I'm like, do I act or look and walk? Like right now, look, I'm kind of dressed up. I kind of dressed up for this because I was very excited about
nice.
this. And I never said this, but I really appreciate you guys for having me on. And I'm very excited about this. And obviously you guys can tell, but this is me. Never. I'm not even joking. Like in a year, I look like this twice, maybe 3 times. Other than that, I got my mustache is super long. My beard hasn't been touched for 3 weeks. You can ask my barber. Shout out to Pasha. He cuts me every month and a half. So I don't even
good. I'm on like 3 months.
You kind of look like me. I don't. Yeah.
So my point, I didn't even have time to get a haircut for this. I was like, I really want to get a haircut. I want to look my best, because I never get a chance to even dress up. And shout out to my wife. She's the best. I mean, I love her to death, but I barely take her out. I don't have time to. I don't have the ability. It's so difficult, and she understands too.
Do you
so
bring her like the orders that people don't pick up for like?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah. So what I'll do?
This has been sitting here for an hour and a half.
Yep.
Sorry we couldn't go out.
Yeah,
I'll microwave it.
Exactly. It's tough for her to sleep when I'm not home, and I get home so late. So at 2 a.m., we'll see there's like 2 DoorDash orders that didn't get picked up, and then we wait like 5 minutes after 2 just out of courtesy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, I'm not staying here till 3 a.m. just for this DoorDash order, and I hope the customer understands because it's not our fault.
Yeah.
We have and I'm sure you guys do this too.
Yeah.
We have the cutoff half an hour before the business closes on purpose. So any orders that's being placed is 30 minutes window for a driver to come pick it up. But if they don't pick it up, that's not my problem. I can't control that. So then I'll call my wife. Hey, honey, there's a buffalo chicken loaded fries sitting over here. Do you want it? And then she'll say,
It's that or nothing. So,
yeah.
do you want it?
And she's like, okay, bring it. So and it's been sitting there for an hour. So, and I'm just, and I hate wasting food. I really, really hate wasting food. So I try to have somebody take it. So, but yeah, that, like you said, leftovers for sure. And my one of my friends told me this too. He's like, always for your family, give them the garbage stuff. And then the customers, the good stuff. We give them the leftovers, the thing that's been sitting for 2 hours, but the customers are giving the top thing. So yeah, cause they're paying, so it's different.
Yeah. We're just trying to eat. Just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Now, when we opened the bar, it kind of solved that problem. Because when we had the restaurant, we would get those orders where there's a few nights we sit here for 40 minutes waiting for the driver to show up. And at that point, kitchen's cleaned up. We're not remaking anything. So you watch on the map, the DoorDash driver, they'll like come close and they're like, oh, I'm going to go over here. And, it's like 40 minutes later, they finally show up to pick up the food. But now the kitchen closes an hour before the bar every night. So we have, that hour time frame that we wait for orders if they ever come. But for the most part, if they're not there within an hour, they normally get canceled.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's the same for every restaurant, I think.
nature of the business.
Mm-hmm. How many kitchens do you have in there now? You have a couple, right?
Yeah, 2. So I have Ana Shawarma. That's right in front, and then I have another kitchen a few kitchens down, which is my pizza place. It's called Auzy's Pizza and Chicken, and unfortunately, actually, we just decided to close that down. And the reason why we opened January 31st of this year. In our first month, we absolutely killed it. And I think, and if I'm being honest with myself, we had no food quality issues. Our food was great. I mean, all we got was raving reviews. Our biggest problem is that Ana Shawarma carried the business. I posted about it on Ana Shawarma, and because I have so many, loyal followers and supporters that support Ana Shawarma, they're like, you know what, it's the same owner, same guy. We love this guy, or we support this guy. We support Ana Shawarma, so why don't we go check that out? And it was just one of those, we'll try it out for you. But with Ana Shawarma, it's, thank God it's doing so well that everybody's like, we're going to that place. We're not really thinking about pizza. We want Ana Shawarma. We want a smash burger, or we want a chicken shawarma platter, or we want loaded fries. And we're not really interested in pizza. And then also there's another thing where there's so much pizza competition. And the number one problem, in my opinion, is that we don't have a storefront. With pizza, I'd rather have like a sneeze guard, the glass cover. And then you have the pizzas made, and they're sitting on a little deli case, and people can actually look at it and be like, hey, I want that, and sell it by the slice. Yeah. Sell it, by the pie or pizza. That's what they call it here. We call it pie in New York. Every time I call a pizza place and I say, can I get 3 pies? And they're like, huh? And I'm like, I mean, 3 pizzas. So, but yeah, that's a Northeast thing. But so unfortunately we did have to close it down, but I'm not really a type person to give up so easily. It just was not doing well for 3 months straight. So I'm like, now I'm dipping into my pockets constantly. So I said, you know what we'll do is we're opening Smash and Eats in Reynoldsburg at 1421 Davidson. It's an East Side Brewing. A lot of people might know East Side Brewing if they live on the East Side. It's pretty popular. I think they've been open for 7 or 8 years or something like that. And but it's in downtown Reynoldsburg, like hot spot downtown. Like you guys. Yeah, you guys are here. This is downtown or no? Or pretty much?
Technically, I think.
Yeah? Okay.
So it's a Columbus address. We don't really know where the hell it is.
Okay, gotcha.
Technically, Brewery District.
Yeah.
Brewery District.
Downtown is just over the bridge.
Okay, gotcha. Very, very close to downtown. Yeah. But we're like literally slap dab in the middle of downtown, like across the street is a police station, across the street is City Hall, that good stuff. So, So back to my point. Auzy's Pizza and Chicken closed, but we're opening Smash and Eats there. So the objective is to open 2 quote unquote, places, the same business at the same time, because we're doing it already there and this kitchen's not working out. So let's rebrand,
pivot.
Yep, exactly. Regroup and go back to the drawing board and see what happens with this. So we've already set up the entire kitchen. It's been about a week now. Everything is up and ready. And now we're going to do a soft opening for the kitchen in High Street. Probably this weekend. We still haven't decided on a date, probably Fridays or Saturday. Everything's done. Only thing we have to do is shopping, like, bring the lettuce, tomato, the meat, whatever. And then for Reynoldsburg next Thursday, that kitchen's also ready. So both kitchens are fully squared away. Everything's plugged in. Everything's on. We tested everything. It's just, we just got to physically start cooking. So I'm excited, very excited. I'm very excited for Reynoldsburg. That's where most of my time will be there. And I'm sure you guys will ask, before you guys even ask, who's going to be running all these businesses when you're just one guy, right?
Yeah, no, we know. You.
Running back and forth like a madman. Yeah, definitely. Running back and forth like a madman. But no, thank God I got my brother. My brother just moved here from Atlanta as well a couple months ago. So he's helping me out in Ana Shawarma, because Ana Shawarma is a well-oiled business. It's a running machine. It runs itself. It just needs that, that person to, keep an eye on it, make sure everything is running smoothly, make sure everything is A-okay. Because obviously at the end of the day, no matter how much money you pay anybody, they won't be like the boss. They won't be like the person who created the thing. So I said, you know what? I can't physically be there constantly. So I said, you know what? The next best thing would be my brother comes. He's my blood. I can trust him. So I was like, you know what? It was tough for me, but I was like, come try it and see how you are. And it's been going well. There's definitely its ups and downs with the brother. I mean, you guys probably know, you're sometimes doing business with blood does not mix, but it's the situation I'm in. So I hope there's never any problems, and there hasn't been anything major, but there's hiccups. Sometimes going to work late is my brother's store. Who cares? I'm late.
Yeah,
you know, and punctuality is very important to me. That's like my number one thing. If, as a boss, if I can't come to work on time, how the hell am I going to expect my employees to come on time if I can't come on time? Like, that's how I am.
Do your employees come on time?
Oh yeah.
Good.
I have the best employees. Oh
Well,
my
that's
God.
good.
Thank God. Yeah. I have the best employees. Shout out to Luis and Joes. They're really, really good. And Tamor, they're very, very good employees. And, they come on time.
Heck yeah.
They come early and leave late. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. And they're crazy. They work, like 70-hour weeks, and I tell them, hey, and I tell them for them, like, you want me to cut down on the hours? Like, I don't care. Like, I'll pay you guys. I'm happy to pay you guys. You guys are great. It's like, no, please, boss, no, don't cut our hours. We want to work. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm not gonna complain from you guys working hard, because that's literally like gold. It's like diamond. It's hard to find an employee who's not lazy. Everybody's lazy now, and they want everything for free, especially my generation, unfortunately. The young generation, they just want everything to be handed to them on a silver platter. And that's my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that's how the young generation, not all, but a lot.
Yeah. No, I mean, several other business owners have said, it's like you're going to go through 100 applicants to find the one good one.
Yep.
And we've noticed that where it takes a while. I mean, you get half the applicants you get never show up for an interview or never answer your call. It's like, why did you bother applying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we've gotten to a really good point in our restaurant. It took some time. We had some turnover there for a while, but we got a really solid team now.
Nice. That's great.
Guys who are just killing it. And part of that goes back to, we were talking in the last episode, is like when you treat people good, they want to stay, they want to work there.
And they want to take care of your business.
Yeah.
They want to take care of your business. When you take care of your employees, you will benefit tenfold.
Yep.
As long as you take care of them. Now, sometimes you'll have a point where you take care of that employee, but that employee takes advantage.
Yeah.
So you just have to know the difference between the two, that, hey, is this guy taking advantage, or no, this guy appreciates like what I do. And then, vice versa. He appreciates what we do. So it's a tough little thing that you have to really,
Yeah, I think that's something I've realized. Like, you have to transition. Like, how they always say the customer is number one. It's like, no. My employees are way ahead of my customers. No offense. I mean, customers are number two.
I agree with you.
If you have unhappy employees, your customers are not going to be happy.
I agree.
It's going to all roll downhill. Like, employees, they're number one. Like, you got to take care of them. You got to make sure they're happy. Make sure like they're capable and like they're fulfilled in their job, and like it's not a slog for them. Yep. So that's just something that we've kind of realized and kind of focused on, because if you have a good work environment, the food's going to taste better, the environment, the vibes, everything's going to be a lot better. And customers really feed on that. So
yeah. And then when you're able to podcast in the middle of a weekday, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
You're like, I have full faith in our staff right now to take care of the restaurant. We don't even have to worry about it. 2 years of grinding later, you're like, it's kind of nice.
Yeah. But I think that's another thing. It's like, I always like fantasize like, oh man, if we just had $1 million, like our lives would be so much easier. We could just pump money, hire a general manager, hire this, hire that. But then you're taking away so much from the brand. It's like, if that owner's not there clawing every single inch, just making sure everything is just particularly correct, it's like you're going to lose a lot of the soul of the restaurant. And you can't throw money at a problem and expect it to be fixed. It's like you have to spend the time, the energy, the heart to make sure that everything is exactly what it's supposed to be. And like, yeah, it kind of sucks because it takes way, way, way more time. But at the end of the day, it's going to be way more worth the payoff. Your employees are going to be happier. You're going to be happier. Your brand, your food, everything is going to benefit from that. It's like, yeah, money would be great, but just, putting in that time is just, I don't think there's any substitute for it, to be honest.
Yeah. And like you said, if you're showing up late, why would your employees show up on time?
Yeah.
It's the same with everything you do in the kitchen or the restaurant. If you're not leading by example, if your employees are sitting there watching you, like really care about every single little thing, like taking out the trash or cleaning the dishes, it's like every single thing matters so much to me. It matters more to them.
Yep.
Because it becomes a lot more important. I feel like, but
definitely, yeah. And the main thing is that when you show that care and love for it, they get, embarrassed. Like, wait, well, I'm getting paid to do this. And this guy is hasn't paid himself in 3 years since he's opened his business. This guy's a psychopath.
Paycheck.
At least I don't have responsibility for nothing, but just come to work from, A time to B time. And I have to do X, Y, Z, ABC. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
That's a dignity. That's so, I mean, I feel like, especially if the employee has that and even cares 1%, they will do it. It's like, hey, you know what? This guy's literally on the floor scrubbing the gunk on the floor with the scraper. And I'm like, what the heck? This guy's on his hands and knees and he's the boss. Yeah. So, but that means that you actually care about your business, and that translates into the quality of the food, into the environment, and into your employees, and see how they react and walk and talk with the customers, and they can see that. And the main thing that you will benefit from is that you won't hear customer, hey, well, my burger's not good when you cook it, or it's not good when your employees cook it. When you cook it though, it's good. Like, I hate hearing that, because I'm like, hey, I trained them with my own hands, like with my own body. I trained them, and I've taught them. Obviously, no one's going to be as good as me. I'm not saying that they have to be as good as me. I'm saying they can replicate that. That's the whole point. You want to fire yourself in your business always, as much as you can, but in certain things, you just obviously can't, but in the kitchen, you want to teach them in a way where, hey, listen, make it the same way as we do. So that way there's never that issue where the customer comes to you, hey, listen, well, the food was good this time, but that time when you weren't there wasn't good. You want them to be like, the food is delicious every time. But obviously we're humans. Yeah. Sometimes mistakes happen as well. And the main thing is the customer being transparent with us and coming to us to solve the problem. Right. That's my kind of big pet peeve, is when a customer has an issue, I tell them, why don't you call me? Like, I'm not going to bite. I don't care if I have 1 trillion followers or I'm the most famous guy in the world. If my customer calls me and needs something from me, I will answer. And I always do. And my customers will be a witness to that that's how I am. If there's any issues, call me, talk to me. And if I don't fix it, then you want to leave a 1-star review, you want to have a problem, you want to, post it on social media, then I'm going to say it's my fault. But if you don't even try to let me solve it, and then you're just doing whatever, I'm like, hey man, you didn't really give me a chance. So, but you have customers like that. And like you said, back to what you said, customers not always right. Yeah. That's, I'm very firm on that. The customer is not always right. Yeah. And I'm a very, very nice guy, but, a lot of people, they'll come. My biggest thing that pisses me off on another level is we have doorbells in our kitchens. So when you walk in, it's like literally like a house. It's a lobby, and there's like 30 doorbells, and you just choose which business you're here for. You ring the doorbell, and I'll have people ring the doorbell 30 times in 30 seconds. Oh my God. And they think we're like dancing in the back and just having a good time. And
Is it got like a camera, you can see it, or you just hear it?
No, we just hear it. Ooh. It's like connected to a plug, because our place is
going to start happening a lot more after this podcast. I'm going to be in there.
So our kitchen is like a dungeon. There's no windows, nothing. Yeah. It's 200 square feet. It's smaller than this room. So, it's very tiny. And the people will ring it 1,000 times, and I'm on the grill and I'm sweating my balls off, and I'm cooking burgers, and I got this, that, a million things on the grill. Yeah. And then I just throw the scraper and the burger and I go outside, and I'm super heated, but I'm I have a lot of patience. So I try my best to be very, very respectful always. And I go out and I'm like, and my face is red. So I'm like, who's ringing the doorbell so many times? And that's exactly how I'll say it. And then the guy will look at me and he's like, I only rang you once. Oh, and that's when I get pissed. That's when I blow up. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're out here ringing the doorbell I'm like, would you like that if I come to your house and I ring your doorbell 300 times in 1 minute and then expect you, right?
Yeah.
It's a respect thing. So I say, hey, I come to your house. I'm going to ring the doorbell once. I'm going to give you a minute, 2 minutes to respond. If you don't respond, I'll ring it again. No problem. I have no issue with you ringing it 10 times, but ring it nicely. Yeah. I'm going to ring it once, no response, ring it again, no problem. So yeah, that's the kind of issues that we deal with the ghost kitchen, but it just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. I had no idea you guys have doorbells, but
yeah.
What are they? Is that for picking up orders? What's the purpose of it?
So the point is that we're not the Cloud Kitchen, the one that Uber owns. So I don't know if you guys know, Cloud Kitchen is actually trademarked by Uber. So whenever there's any ghost kitchens, quote unquote, it's owned by private owners or partners or whatever, or people that came together to do it. But Cloud Kitchen, that term is literally owned by Uber. So you know the Cloud Kitchen on Essex? Or no, there's another ghost kitchen. It's called
Yeah.
It's on
It's
SS.
right next to Rogue up there. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Right off of 11th Avenue. Yeah,
Mhm.
by the Jegs. Yeah, right off the 71 exit. But yeah, that is owned by Uber. So their rent is extremely high. I think it's like $4,500 or $5,000 a month, which is insane. Which is almost double
For 200 square feet, probably.
I honestly have not seen those kitchens, but I'm assuming a little bit bigger for that price. But I don't know.
I would hope.
Yeah, I would hope. Yeah. So their system is different. They also have a lobby, but their lobby is much bigger, much nicer. They have a small dine-in area, a couple tables, to sit down. But the way their system works, it's obviously mainly delivery. So when the delivery driver comes, he scans his phone on like a QR code, and then a locker, like the Amazon lockers, it just pops open for the order that needs to be taken. It grabs the order, and from the scan, it already confirms it. And then they take the food. So it's like a really cool system. It's like a elaborate, dialed down system. Ours, there's no system. Ours is a lobby's literal closet. I'm not even joking. Like when you walk in to the lobby, you'll walk in through here, and this small pathway right here, it's like a small rectangle, long one. And that's our lobby. I mean, when you guys come, you guys will see what I'm talking about. And we have 3 bar tables with, I think, like 6 bar stools. And people can come sit down and eat. It's just not the best environment because you have like 30 drivers. Because remember, you guys probably have a lot of drivers just from one business. Imagine 10 kitchens open at the same time. So eat, and then there's DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub for each business. And I'm at one time at night. Like, I mean, we have like probably 15, 20 DoorDash orders at once that we're fulfilling. So that's 20 drivers. Obviously, they're not coming all at the same time, but 4 or 5 definitely are. So it's really packed in there, especially at night. So it's horrible. But, it's the situation that we're in. So that's why we have the doorbell system. So when people come, if they're here for DoorDash, if they're here for a pickup order, they're here for an online order, they're here for just want to ring the doorbell and order directly with us, all of it is done by that doorbell. So because there's no other really system. There's no automated system that we have. So,
So that thing's just going off
nonstop. Yeah. And it was my idea because there was no automation at all. I mean, we had this one thing. What was it called? I think Order Guru. Yeah, something like that. It was like a big kiosk where you could order, and it did not work 99% of the time. And the percentage was, I think, 4% versus having your own POS, which is like 2.5 or 2. I was like 4% plus 30 cents per transaction. I was like, hell no. I was like, it doesn't make any sense. And then I was like, on top of that, this system's so slow. Ordering is so difficult. Yeah. And the customer 3-4 times they're trying to order, like, hey, my card is, I'm entering it, and it's saying error. Now, who the hell do I call to fix this problem? My money's being played with now. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have my own POS system. Any problems, I'm going to deal with it. So everyone has their own POS systems. I said, we'll do doorbells. I put my first doorbell up, and then everybody else just followed suit. And to this day, it's just an unorganized mess. But yeah, so it is what it is.
Oh, I was going to ask something I forgot.
Sorry, I've been yapping so much.
So what made you want to do transition to smash burgers, I guess? Burgers.
So my
Big
friend,
burger guy?
I'm a huge burger guy. Burger is my favorite American food in the world. That's my number one favorite. I've always been a burger guy. I've always been obsessed with burgers. I grew up eating burgers. But the main reason why I transitioned to wanting to do smash burgers was one of my friends in Cleveland. Cleveland Grocers is their business name, or Cleveland Grill. I think he just opened a grocery store again. Unfortunately, his grocery store caught fire last year or 2 years ago. I think it's on Snow Road. And after it caught fire, he opened like a small restaurant rather than reopening a grocery store. He just opened the same business, except instead of Cleveland Grocers, he did Cleveland Grill and just did his restaurant stuff and had a small tiny.
I think I've seen their stuff.
Yeah. So he's a friend of mine. We talked over Instagram for the first time, same like how we did. And I went and visited him. He invited me, said, "Yo, come check it out." And I said, "Okay, great." I checked it out. Stood in his kitchen for a little while. Checked out his operation. Man, crazy operation. 13 employees. Yeah, crazy. On the clock at once. Like, I'm not talking about total at once. That's a crazy operation.
It's like 7 too many.
Yeah. So, I saw his business, and I saw that Smash Burgers was killing it. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I do this? Like, I can't, there's no way I don't know how to do this. I could figure this out. So I took advice from him, and, shout out to him. His name's Fasir. He helped me out, and he told me, how to do it, what to do. And I was like, you know what? Let me figure out the rest from here. Go ahead.
Has he been to Smash Buddies? because I feel like 6 months ago, I remember someone coming in and it was like, yeah, I'm from Cleveland. You know, I just heard you guys did Smash Buddies, so I came here to try it. So I don't know if he's been, but
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I have no idea. Yeah.
I'll message him.
I mean, if he did, I'll be pissed at him. If he did, I'll be pissed at him because I've been telling him to visit me for the past
this was a while ago. I just remember someone coming in and was like, yeah, I'm like from Cleveland. I have my own smash burger. I was in the area and wanted to try it.
Yeah. I remember.
It might be crazy.
It's at table 5, right?
Could be.
I think so.
In that corner?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that.
Could be. But yeah, so then I came back and I was like, you know what, let me try it. I do a chuck tender brisket blend. I don't know what you guys do, but we do a chuck tender 80-20 brisket blend, and we tried it. We blended it. I remember we grinded it the first time once. And then I was like, what the hell is this? How is this? This is not a smash burger. I was like, oh, you have to grind it again.
Yeah. You need the
little
meat
tip
paste.
for you guys.
Meat paste. That's what we call it.
Oh, yeah, meat paste?
Yeah.
Meat paste. Okay. So, so I figured it out. After I learned it, then I taught my prep guy, Luis. I taught him how to do it, and I haven't made smash the blend, like the beef, in I don't know, like 6 months. So yeah, he's a pro. He's literally so good at it. He makes it like that. So yeah, he makes all our patties. We fresh blend and grind every single day. So yeah, very rarely actually we'll go to the next day. But you know, they have a 1 day shelf life. They die real quick. So so if you guys didn't know, all our burgers are always fresh. So that's really good. But yeah, so I was like, let me try a smash burger. Let me see what happens with it. And I tried it, doing really well. And you know, unfortunately, the only issue with Ana Shawarma that I have a gripe with is that Ana Shawarma does not have real shawarma. That's exactly. We don't have real shawarma that cuts off the spit. And the only single reason why we don't do that, we don't have space. Yeah. We physically do not have hood space to put a spit. If they allowed us, even if we could put it outside of the hood, we still couldn't because there's absolutely no space. You guys will see.
How big is your hood in there? Like
it's
8 feet?
9 foot.
9 foot?
Yeah. So I've got 2 fryers and 2 grills, a 4-foot grill and then a 2-foot grill. The 2-foot grill is used for the slow cooking of our chicken. We slow cook our chicken. And then there's literally, I think, 6 inches of space on each side. So it's not, 12 inches is not enough for putting a whole spit of, they're called the spit, the thing, the little rod or whatever. So so we want to do that. And a lot of customers ask that, hey, why don't you guys, I was like, we want to do it, but what do you want me to do? You want me to pay $3,000 extra a month to rent another kitchen just to sell? Yeah. And I tell them, I'd love to do that, but doesn't permit. Money does not permit. It doesn't make sense to add one item to the menu and pay $6,000 rather than, $3,000. So it's one of those things where you just have to weigh your options. So I'll say, you know what, I'll just play it safe and wait until we can open a restaurant. Then we'll throw ourselves in the deep end, do all the things that we do with Ana Shawarma, all the amazing things that we do, and add real shawarma as well. So hopefully in the near future, we can actually get a restaurant. But another thing that I don't know if you guys have had this issue with, getting restaurants or looking for a restaurant, these landlords do not want to rent their restaurant. They're just talking. We send them an LOI, we send them a lease, or, say we want to do this. This is the terms. They accept the terms. They say, hey, draft a lease, send it to me and we'll sign it. Radio silence, nothing. They don't respond. They don't say nothing. What's going on? What happened? And then no, they're not telling me, my agent, anything or me anything. And they're like, what the heck? Okay, let's just go back to the drawing board and find a new restaurant. And it's just constantly, this happened like 4 or 5 times now. So it's just one of those things.
Well, that's how, like, when we looked at this spot initially, we were actually looking timeline wise at this year for opening a restaurant, because we just finished our first year in the food truck and really first year in the industry overall. We had no background in any of this, so we came in, we're like, oh, we'll check it out and just see what's out there. And we looked at the spot, and I mean, you saw our kitchen, the size of it. And when we walked in there, it was kind of a mess, hadn't been open in a while. But we looked at the spot and we're like, we could actually build something. And then the bar that was behind it, I don't know if you know this, there's somebody else had the lease for that. They just left May 1st. So that's how we ended up getting that. But that was kind of something that we had always kept our eye on. We're like, we know nothing about the bar industry. So that's what we're learning now. That's what most season 2 of this podcast will be about, our adventures of trying to open a bar.
Nice.
But from the restaurant side, we're like, we can figure out how to run the front of the house and the kitchen, and train up employees, and eventually we'll move into that space. But, we got pretty lucky, I think, with the size of our kitchen. It was basically turnkey.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've looked at a lot of other stuff around Columbus because you like to keep your options open.
Of course.
You never know what's going to happen. So just looking at other stuff, and like you said, I think we have a 13-foot and an 11-foot hood.
Wow, that's
we have
amazing.
a ton of hood space.
Amazing.
But going back to idea fairies, everyone's like, oh, add this in there, and anything you change, you have to change the fire suppression, you have to change the gas lines, you have to buy the equipment to go in there. It's
Hire
like
a plumber to install it.
You have to retrain.
Move everything else around.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not that
And then
simple. Yeah.
the whole way your kitchen operates, now you do it backwards or
Yep.
a whole another section of it. And
But it's good to have the option. That's what I think. It's just very good to have the option. If you ever wanted to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. There's no forcing your hand, but the option is there. That's a very good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We went from, I think, an 8x18 food truck trailer, just a trailer.
Yep.
For a year of that, and then straight into this thing, and been clawing our way up ever since. But
Because you're killing it, dude. I'm so happy for you guys. I wish you guys nothing but success. And same thing with me. I started from a tiny food truck, a little pathway, little hallway, and walking forward, backwards. And then when you're trying to cross with the one employee that's the only possible human being extra that you could fit. We're constantly bumping each other and rubbing on each other. So it's super awkward. So then we went to this 220 square foot kitchen, and that's like a mansion compared to it. But then now we're outgrowing the space, which is a good thing. But we need to get a restaurant. Like, I mean, if anybody sees this and you have a restaurant, you have a hood in it or anything, that's even 1% turnkey, please call me. We'll see if it's a good location. We'll see what happens. Because just like we talked about off camera, that Brent is the one that helped me out with finding the spot on Eastside Brewing, because if it wasn't for him, this wouldn't have happened. He actually told me, said, one of my good friends wants me to bring Pizza Nerds to his brewery. And he said, I couldn't do it. I told him I can't. He said, but the first person that came into my mind that should do it is Auzy. And I was like, wow, I really appreciate you calling me, and I appreciate you putting this opportunity in my lap. And at first I was skeptical, and I was like, I'm not really, obviously I'm not really the brewery scene. I've never done anything like that. I've never even been in that kind of environment. So I was like, you know what? The worst that'll happen, the same thing with the Ghost Kitchen, where what's going to happen? I'm going to lose my gas. Let me just go look at it. Yeah. And also the landlord, when I first spoke to him on the phone, he was super chill. So I was like, you know what? He seems like a cool guy. Why not? Let me just go check it out. It was 40 minutes away from my house, and I was like, let me go see what's going on. I went and saw the place, and I was like, wow, this is actually nice. Yeah. So when I realized the place is nice, I was like, you know what? Why not? That was the first question that came to my head, and I was like, why not? What am I going to lose? What's there to lose? The worst thing that happens is I lose a couple bucks. Who cares? Money comes and goes. Money's earned to be spent. It's not earned to be put under your mattress for the rest of your life. And, so obviously to a certain extent, I'm not saying don't save people. I'm not saying don't save money, but.
Well, the bonus is too, if anything ever goes wrong there, you just blame Brent. It's your fault, buddy.
Brent is all your fault.
He'll watch this.
So I'm very excited to open, and next Thursday is our soft opening. We kept saying that we're going to be doing our grand opening next Thursday, but then I realized, you know what? It's better to accommodate ourselves to a point where we know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then we can say a grand opening, because I just realized this business is already running. The brewery's already running. It already has customers, regulars, people that come. So in terms of business for us, we have guaranteed customers to a certain extent. So that doesn't mean we're going to be, extremely busy from the first day, but we're going to be busy from the people that are there. And that's dependent on how many people are there, and the brewery's already busy. So I said, you know what? It's better to just slowly, hey, we're open. Yep. And, oh, you guys are open? Yeah. Okay, let me order a burger. So nice and easy. But if we say we'll do a grand extravagant event out of it from the first day, we're going to be like, oh my God, pulling our hair out. What the hell's going on? How do we do this?
You get one shot.
Yeah.
One shot. Better to slow roll into it.
Would you capture it?
Yeah.
Or let it slip. Shout out to Eminem.
All right. We're done here.
Why, you guys don't like Eminem?
No, I don't mind Eminem. All of our employees like Drake, though.
No, I'm an Eminem Lil Wayne guy.
Yeah. I'm not any, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
I think I liked his old stuff.
That was his most famous old song. Lose Yourself.
Yeah. That song got ruined for me in the past job, but
I was gonna listen to it 1 million times.
No, when your boss starts rapping it, it's weird.
A state fair.
And a state fair in Iowa. You know who you are.
You guys used to live in Iowa?
No, our last job, we traveled the country a little bit.
Nice.
We can tell you about that off camera.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
Nice.
so you got Thursdays, a soft lunch. You're opening up the same thing in the other kitchen there?
Exactly. The pizza business already converted, and that's going to be also Smash Needs because I told myself all my time and skills is going to be applied in this brewery. Everything. I'm going to be there 24/7. So if anybody misses me, want to see me, come see me there. So, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus there and I'm going to do social media, everything. So while I'm pushing it, it'll equally scratch the back if it's the same thing over there. So that way I don't have to physically be there. I have people running it. But, you know, anything that happens that catch their eye, hey, this guy has a spot in Reynoldsburg. I live in Dublin. That's too far. Oh, you guys have one in High Street too? We're going to go over there. So I said, you know what? It's like one of the things where it's the best of both worlds, scratches each other's back, and it benefits me from both directions. So I said, why not?
Yeah. And when's that one opening?
So that one is opening this weekend. Yeah. We're going to do a soft opening this weekend. The whole point of opening the kitchen first before the brewery is because the kitchen is already established. It's not like a brand new kitchen. We just built it. All we did was just change a couple equipments around. We just added a grill, got rid of the oven, like that kind of thing. So the kitchen is already in place. It's set up. It's nothing new really. It's just cooking different menu items. So, and that we already do in Ana Shawarma. We already cook smash burgers there. So it's not like, you know, something bad in that sense. And a lot of people have been asking me this, you're doing competition with your own self? And I was like, there's already 4 businesses that sell the exact same food as me. Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Unfortunately, we have a landlord that allowed that to happen. And I don't want to say nothing bad on camera here, but but the landlord allowed it. So it is what it is. So we deal with, I say, you know what, if I do competition with myself, who cares? You know, either way it's coming to me. So, and I was like, at least customers will have different options because we're not doing the exact same smash burger. Ours is a very basic smash burger. It's our smash sauce that we make in house, grilled onions and pickles. That's it. And for the smash and eats, we're having like 10, 11 different kinds of burgers. We're gonna have like a breakfast burger, a jalapeno cheddar burger, a mushroom Swiss, the standard ones, a barbecue burger. So that kind of stuff. So I decided, you know what, we'll try it and see what happens. And the worst that happens is, like I said, we lose a little bit of money. No big deal. Yeah. So money comes and goes again. So
cool. Anything else you want to?
I have one last question. So the name of the podcast, Trailer to Yachts.
Yeah.
So you started this, kind of jumped in the deep end, started your own business. Where do you see yourself in like 10, 15 years? Like what do you want to get out of all of this?
Honestly, I really love the restaurant industry, like I mentioned earlier. With restaurants, I want this to be my career. That's for sure. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But my objective is to open many restaurants, but I just still am, struggling with the point of, do I want a franchise where I want to sell out? And no matter what you say or what people say, it's selling out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just letting, taking the money and letting people do whatever they want, or because I'm a pretty big control freak, I would say.
Yeah.
Or I'd rather have a local chain, but local chains where I'm more, tuned to. And I feel like I would love that and enjoy that because then I can run around, check up on everything, and it'll still be a busy, crazy life. But I would like that because I'll have that, everything under the palm of my, everything in control. So I would love to have a local chain in a city that I like, and I love Columbus. I mean, I've grown to love this place. I really like this place, and I've established myself here, and I see myself buying a house here eventually too. So I'm hoping maybe Ana Shawarma or Smash Needs, whichever, or both. If both, that's great. I'm not going to complain either way, but I want to have a local chain, 4 or 5 locations, something manageable, nothing too insane. And enjoy my life, make money, take care of my family, have some kids, and just live a normal, mundane life. I'm not looking to be a billionaire or a trillionaire. I'm just looking to be comfortable enough where I can take care of my wife, my kids, and if they want anything, I can take care of them. If my parents need anything, I can take care of them. Something, a comfortable life. So other than that, I'm not really striving for much more. But I'm not the type of person where I plateau and I'm happy with the plateau. I want to just keep growing. So if I reach, become a millionaire, then I'll like, okay, let me go for a multimillionaire than go for, meaning I'm not trying to be rich, but if it happens, I'm not going to complain either. No one is really, but I want to constantly grow. I want to, if I become the top dog in the restaurant industry, I hope, then maybe dip my toes in a different business. I would like to do multiple different businesses. I'm really interested in mechanic, very, very interested. I actually want to go back to school. And I regret it. I wish I went to trade school when I went to college. I went to college for 3 years. I only had 2 semesters left to graduate and get my bachelor's, and I did IT. Hated it, especially the kind of personality that I have. I realized I was like, I'm just gonna be sitting to a computer by myself, not talking, and I'm a yapper. I mean, I call myself a Japanese warrior. So yeah. So I mean, I hated it. So I wish I went to trade school and did something physical where I could learn, like maybe a mechanic, and just for fun, and then maybe open a mechanic shop and have somebody run it. I don't really have to do anything. I just want to, dip my toes in that. But yeah, there's a few businesses that I want to do. But yeah, that's where I see myself in 5 to 10 years, I would say.
Right on.
Yeah, we call it trailers to yachts, but I don't think either one of us would ever want a yacht.
For
it's
sure
so
not.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's a huge price tag on those, no?
It's the biggest way to
Insane.
waste money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I ever made it to the point where I could actually buy a yacht, that's the last thing that I would ever
Yeah. Maybe a catamaran, but
Yeah.
not
I'd be
a
good
yacht.
with a cabin on like 100,000 acres in Montana. Just leave me alone.
No, it's all
Yeah.
about the journey, the personal growth that you find along the way.
Yeah, you want to do that too? You want to have a lot of land and live in the middle of nowhere? That's what I want to do too.
Yeah, just be
have a couple
left
horses.
alone. Nah, but going back to like the whole selling out franchise thing, I think that would be really difficult after spending 5, 10, 20 years like really building something and being there every single day and knowing all of your customers, and then being like,
sayonara.
see ya.
Deuces.
And then even if you went and stayed in a cabin on 1,000 acres, you'd still be like watching the business you built crumble, or you'd watch your like original location reviews start dropping.
It's like an ex.
You'd be like, no, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be tough to deal with, but
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
Well, thank you
Moving on,
guys
so-
again. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks for coming on. Anything else you want to shout out or tag before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, where can people find you?
Ana Shawarma, Ana ANA _ Shawarma SHAWARMA, Instagram. Smash and Eats at Smash the letter N EATZ, not Eats with the S. So that's our 2 pages. Check us out. We're at 2864 North High Street. Both my kitchens, Smash and Eats and Ana Shawarma. That is a ghost kitchen, so it's a very limited dining area. Just
you guys ring the doorbell.
Yeah, please don't ring it 20 times. And then we're also opening next Thursday. Soft opening. Next Thursday being, what is it, August? I don't even know the day, but it's next week. That's at 1421 Davidson Drive, downtown Reynoldsburg. Literally downtown Reynoldsburg, right behind the post office at Eastside Brewing. It's a very popular brewery. Come check us out over there, and we'll see you there.
Cool. Well,
Smash
thanks for coming on.
later.
Smash later.
That song is awesome, man.